Hi, I'm Marla Niederer from OrsinisAngels, and in my last video I did show you how I used a face template to draw this face, and this is the sketch that I did, and I also used the face template to create this one. I did put some of them in my shop. They're digital downloads, and I did put them in 3 different sizes, and I wanted to show you another one. This one I did using a 3/4 face template, which I also put in the kit, so you could download either a small, large, or medium. So for this one I used a small, and the face oval is 2.5 long by 1 5/8 wide, and I used hole punches to punch out the holes, and just cut it out with scissors. And this is a 3/16 inch hole, and this is for the small face, and for the inner and outer corner eyes it's 1/16 inch hole. So if you had a hole punch for this, that would be good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a reference, and I'm going to show you what I did. So her face is kind of at a little bit of a tilt, so I'm going to do that right here. I'm using today hot press watercolor paper that I had on hand, and it's fluid and it's very smooth. So these are your reference points, and what you can do is just kind of put a little line indicating where the center line is for the longitudinal and horizontal center lines. And then, since I wanted to do if I wanted to do front facing, I would use this, and I could put the eyes looking either to one side or the other, or just front facing. So that's why I have the different template grids. But for the 3/4 face, I made a separate one, and what I will do is again orient the lines, and I'm using a pencil. This is just a mechanical pencil that I have. It's a very fine one. It's a 0.3, and I'm just putting a little tiny dot in the inner corner to the outer corner, inner corner and outer corner. And then I'm just kind of tracing this, which gives me a reference point for the nose and the mouth. Okay, and then so now I have the basics, and I can change the face shape as I wish. So I'm going to line this up, and this template has the iris of the eyes, so I want to get it as close to I had it in the original one, and I'm putting the iris of the eyes in. Okay, so I'm going to do it roughly with the pencil. So this picture, I'm going to put it up there so I can use it as a reference, and you can just kind of follow along what I'm doing. But basically it went down a little bit lower there, And you could put the lid wherever you would like it. And then you can use any picture that's either something you've taken or in the public domain. The photograph I used as a reference for this particular piece is a reference photo in the public domain of Queen Victoria that I found at Wikipedia. So since it's a 3/4, you're only going to see the nostril on this side. But on this side, you're going to see the flare of the nose. And I'm deciding that the sunlight is coming from this direction, and that's going to help me when I do the shading of the face. And then I'm just bringing up the nose, and I'm going to put this back in. So that I can use this as a reference point for the eyebrows. Okay, so I'm going to use this line over here as a reference point for the eyebrows. And notice how most of the facial features are on this side, as you would find in a 3/4 pose. And then she had a nice little smile. And on a 3/4 pose, again, you're going to see more of the lips on one side than the other. And I'm just going to use, I'm using it's a Tombow Mono Zero eraser. And I just find it handy to get in the little tiny spaces. And what I want to do is I want to erase that bottom lip, because you could have an open mouth if you wanted to just use that and then kind of just draw down to it and show the teeth, but I wanted to have a closed mouth, so I'm going to bring the lips up a little bit, the lower lip. Okay, so with the reference photo, the shape is different than this, but this kind of gives you a really good starting point for your facial features. And I'm just going to erase this right here. And what I'm going to do here is give her a larger face. So in the reference photo, you can see that her shape is not just an oval. And the reason why I'm using these grids is I can use them with my artistic license, and I can use them to make sure I have the facial features in the correct place and they're symmetrical, but I can switch things around. And you notice she has a very large forehead. So I'm going to make her forehead a little bigger. And she has nice little cheeks and a little lower chin. And I'm going to erase that and see where we are. Okay, so I'm going to put this back up so I can see it and check it. And this is in the correct place. I think the cheek was a little wider. Sometimes it's hard to do this just flat because you're not really seeing the way it looks. And I'm putting her hairline in. And I'm going from the nose to the bottom of the ear and from the eye to the top of the ear. Okay. And this is a little flatter. It's not quite as rounded. And I think the widest area is right in this area. So I'm going to go back down. Okay. And then I'm going to give her her neck. And I'm not doing a full body sketch, I'm just doing a rough, like I've been doing, to kind of just make it like a paper doll, very simple. And then I'll do her hair. And I had put a flower here in the original. And the top of her head was a bit flatter than the original, so I'm going to erase this. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much the basic sketch, and you have everything measured out pretty much if you're using the template and the grid.